Yeah, it's recording.
All right. Well, here we are, the inaugural Losey's locker room. As you can see, the palatial estate of Losey's locker room and the exclusive home to the gentleman that you can see on your screen, head coach of the Detroit Mercy Titans lacrosse team, Mr. Chris Kolon. And this is the first in many that we will see coming forward. We like to call Kolon's Corner. Coach, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
It's been it's Monday, right? I go with
A little cold. The cold weather came back a little bit on us, so that's not great.
it's the COVID calendar, as I like to call it, where you just have no idea what day it is. So yes, it's been a good Monday, and we got lots to cover here. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and as we all know, these on the internet and the YouTube videos and all that other stuff got to be quick because people's attention span just go boom, 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 right?
You got it. Shoot away.
Let's jump right into it, Coach. We have our first one, so we haven't talked about anything really leading into the season. So we'll get into that. But I wanted to start, talking about really the team as a whole leading up to. You had your first game 2 weeks ago at Marist. Talk about the team and really kind of focus a little bit on how you kept them motivated going into the season with all the uncertainty going on, and talk about some of the things that you guys did.
Well, gosh, we're just so lucky with, we had a bunch of seniors come back, right? That a lot of the guys were going to do their masters anyway. So they came back and they're super seniors. They really have done an amazing job of leadership with such a mature attitude while, we were not able to meet in classrooms and do some of the stuff that we like doing off the field to kind of build a culture. These guys really helped move things along and keep things going internally with the team while we were, under a lot of restrictions, right? We had a little bit of a pause in our preseason where we had to take about 2 weeks off. And everybody really stayed motivated. We did a lot of the Zooming stuff. It's just not the same, but I give those guys, all those, those seniors that came back, a lot of credit in keeping the team together and constantly trying to move forward. So, it's not anything we really did as coaches. It's mostly what the guys did internally. So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, on the broadcast in the most recent game against St. Bonaventure, I mentioned it a couple of times. I think it was a key phrase, senior laden, a really experienced team. And that had to really come in handy as you got a number of younger kids coming in and you got transfers coming in, and to really set the tone for the team to really kind of have that steady hand with Akins and Logan and
Matt Turner's been a great leader, Jarzabowski, McLean. It's just been great. All of them have been such great leaders. It's been, they're going to go out and just kill it in the world after this. They do a great job on the lacrosse field, but I'm excited to see what they do after, because this has just shown me so much great leadership from some young guys that, really matured.
Yeah. Yeah. And that brings up an interesting point. And me, Chris, I kind of just go off in different places, but it's one thing that, since I've been around the program, and, it's one thing that I always stress to people that ask me about your program and what you do and U of D, UDM. And, it really is the quality of the kids that you seem to bring in. I mean, no program's perfect, and everybody's, fights through adversity and things that they deal with, but the quality of the kids that you bring in, not only, during their playing times, but also as they, go out into the world, as you mentioned, it really is something that I would talk about, and I do talk about when people ask about UDM, and that's a tribute to you, the coaching staff, and really the, everything that you guys do.
We're very fortunate. We get, we're no frills place. So you have to be, I think at a young age, pretty about, I want to get an education. I want to play lacrosse, and I want to be a better person when I leave, because we don't have some of the creature comforts that other folks have. So I think it really, you got to find that right fit. And, luckily we've done that with, I think every single guy. I love every single one of them.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Yeah, no, it's tribute to you, as I said. So let's jump into it. So Let's go back in the time machine. Let's go back to that first game, Marist. And, you know, we spoke before that game and, you know, preseason #1 and #2 across the board with in the coaches poll for the MAC. You know, first game in a year. It was a little over a year going in there, and they've got some big kids. And, you know, going into that game, what was really your expectations, and what did you expect to see from the team going out to Marist?
Well, you know, I didn't really have an expectation. The good news is that first game wasn't part of our conference schedule. It was a non-conference conference game. So it was awesome that we got to, you know, Poughkeepsie's a really tough place to play. You know, they've had so much success there. They're so proud of what they do. They've got the 34 situation going there. And, you know, so you're walking in kind of the lion's den after 300 and almost you know, a little over a year of not playing any lacrosse. So I really had no idea what to expect. You know, I thought, you know, you've seen scores all over the place, right, in that first game compared to the second game. And I didn't know what to expect. I thought we might start playing in the third quarter. We might start playing immediately. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So you know, we traveled. We have to travel with a very limited roster because of COVID restrictions. So we did that a little bit different. We had a great, you know, some of the musicians are not using their tour buses. So we ended up finding a company that had a tour bus that could sleep a bunch of guys in it.
Cool.
And travel a little more comfortably. So we did that a little different. So I think the guys enjoyed that. And we got out there and normal Poughkeepsie type situation, very, you know, Tenny Stadium's a tough place to play. Marist was their normal selves. Just so intense and so well coached and you know, obviously feeling the same kind of situation that we were. You know, they came out with a great possession. They came down, scored, and you know, they were again they're a very senior laden team too.
Yeah.
And came with started out really hot on us, and I'm real happy with the fact that we could either lay down, but we fought back and you know, made it a game for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, you know, I watched it and then I watched it again. And it was just an odd game. It was, and you could just tell, I mean, there was rust and then there were flashes of what you talent wise on both sides of the ball. You know, I'm psyched for that rematch.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Field. I'll be on the call for that. And you're going to have to put some weights in my shoes to keep me on the ground because I'm going to be ready to go for that one, coach, for sure. So,
yeah,
you know, you go ahead.
No, playing Marist is a great thing. We're hoping maybe we can continue with the new conference and everything in the future because, you know, as I surveyed a lot of alumni, that's the one that they'd like to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, I don't know if it'll mean as much when it's out of conference, but boy, is there, it's been a great run with them. And, you know, hopefully we can continue something that, you know, we're going to have a great game at home and, you know, I bet you we're going to see them for a third time too. So.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So coming out of that game, you know, pros, cons, kind of everything in between. It was really a mixed bag. You know, coming in, you get St. Bonaventure getting their first win after 19 tries after coming back and becoming a varsity team. You know, coming off a high, a very, very young team. And when I looked at it and I analyzed it, I said, listen, you know, they're going to have their work cut out for them coming into here, coming off the big win, you know, at Quinnipiac. And, you know, with your team, senior laden, as we mentioned, and hungry. And I looked at the X and I said, I don't know. You know, this is one that's kind of prime for Jars to really take over. And it really was what happened. I mean, you guys established yourself early. You had, you know, you controlled at the X, the possessions over and over and over again, and you got up to an 11-1 lead. And, you know, I'm singing songs and doing things to keep people on the broadcast because I think people were checking out. Didn't see the numbers yet, but who knows? But then, you know, you let the foot off the gas. I think some of the kids, I know you weren't happy after that, but, you know, sometimes it happens. It's early in the season. So, you know, give us a quick recap of that and what you told the kids after.
Well, there's a lot there. First off, I am, you know, Coach Mearns is a very good friend. And as the Canadian national coach, he's one of the smartest people I know in the game. And really, all in all, you have to take a look when you look at their kind of what happened in the game in the fourth quarter, and after they took a little bit of a shock. Boy, that team has grown so much since we played them in their first year. There's no doubting that team's going to be really a big competitor in the MAC. They're giant. Like, they just have some big boys. They have some great shooters. As they mature with how well they're coached and how well they're schemed out, we're going to play them every year because of the geographics. I'm looking for them to be, I think they've, if they went from 0 in year 1, let's say year 2 was kind of a weird thing. I mean, just 0 to 50. And when they're at 100, they're going to be an insanely good team.
Yeah.
Some real talented kids, some real talented shooters on offense, some pretty talented guys on defense as they continue to add kids. And again, I think, Jars was great. The one thing we have to always, with these new face-off rules, it becomes such a knife fight out there that, luckily it went our way. And I think that was with the fact that we had, Paul, who's taken a bunch.
Right.
I think Jars is coming up on almost 1,000 face-off in collegiate lacrosse for him.
Right.
And Ali Nye on the wing, who's who's one of our super seniors.
Yep.
And I think the experience in the knife fight helped us.
Yeah.
And as they gain experience, they're going to be better. So we're just so experienced there that made a big difference. And we try to tell the guys, and this is where I think, as with COVID restrictions and everything, a lot of what we do culturally, we talk about playing and not thinking about the score, just being the best you can be all the time, right? It shouldn't matter if you're up 11-1 or down 11-1. We've been in both, and we've moved forward and played well. So that was very disappointing to me. And again, partially, we're not in the same place where we want to go culturally. So we need to work on that, and we're working on it. We've got some good stuff moving forward this week. Great. There were some great plays and some really poor plays in those first 3 quarters. And the fourth quarter, we didn't play a complete game. We thought the party started a little bit too early.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that fixed. The good news is we won a game and didn't play a complete game, and we're going to work towards that complete game, and hopefully when that happens, we'll be a pretty tough matchup for anybody.
Yeah, no question about it. 1-0 in the MAC. That's all you want to do. Get that first one out of the way, and now we got to head out to Manhattan. Always difficult place to play out there. Looking forward to that game. What do you expect out of them? I know they got their first win as well last week, so you both are coming in here at 1-0. What do you expect from Manhattan?
First off, it's one of the best venues around. It's you got the trains running by, the subways, and it's a Gaelic park for Gaelic football, and you can see the university up on the right side, and just such a great city vibe. It's one of the cooler places we get to go, and we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a night game.
Oh yeah,
which is also 7:00 start, so that's going to be really fun for everybody. And Manhattan has always been one of the best coach teams. I mean, the coaching staff is incredible what they do. With some of the challenges that they have in recruiting, they've always overachieved, and I think they've found ways. And knowing those guys so well, I know they find ways to overcome everything, right? Whether it's recruiting challenges or stuff on the field, and I know they're always going to try to put together the best team they can, and we're starting to watch our film review on them and put together a plan. But I know it's going to be a great chess game with those guys. They're going to come up with some stuff that isn't on the film, and they're going to, we're going to have to make some adjustments as the game goes on, because they've got such smart kids and some really good players. So, we're going to look forward to a great game, I guess. It's going to be, you never know what to expect when you go there.
Yeah. And just going up and down their roster, I got through half of their, their game from last Saturday. And you got some grad students in there. So they've got some, they've got some veteran players out there as well. So I think it's going to be quite a battle, especially when you go under the lights on the road, tough place to play. The boys got to be pumped. You got 4 days to get ready, and then you head on out. So It really should be a fun one to watch and definitely a fun one to be a part of.
Yep. Everyone's, in the MAC, you try to get to those first, once you get the 4 wins, you're kind of, you can, you can kind of take a deep breath and say, all right, I'm probably going to get into the tournament. So everyone's trying to get to those 4 wins, 5 wins as fast as you can. So it's going to be a dogfight. So it always is. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to try to bring our best.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, it's being down there, and it was great that UDM Mercy administration allowed fans to come. Each player got 2 to be able to come, not in the stands, but to stand out around the track outside the fences, and so that gave a little more of a atmospheric feel to it. But I had this feeling down there, just thinking, wow, this is going to be something, when we start going a couple more games into this, and we're building towards that Marist game, and you guys got to take care of business. They got to take care of business. I mean, this is going to be a really, really exciting season. I can just feel it, because I dig your team. I've been talking about them on Twitter, and it's not just that I'm the voice of Titan lacrosse. It's, I look up and down that roster, and I really feel that you've got the makings of a very, very special team.
Well, it's great to have the makings, right? But then you got to actually follow through and execute, right? That's kind of where we're at. And I think that was one of my messages today. I think, I feel really good about the roster, and we've got such great kids, and they have every potential in the world to get all their dreams and everything that they work for. But, taking action and making those championship steps, that's what we're working for. And it's, you can have all the ability, doesn't mean you're actually going to do it. So we're going to try our best to do it.
Listen, you do not win games on paper or on the Twitter feed of Lax Losi at Lax Losi.
No, you don't.
You just don't. No way. Yeah. So, it's very exciting, Coach. We can wrap this up. Like I said, I want to make these, informal, Losi's Locker Room on my YouTube channel now. So please subscribe to that. Coach's Corner, Coach Kolon's Corner. We're going to try to do it every week as best.
We need 2 minutes on, should we limit 2 minutes on what's going on in high school across Michigan? Because I'm, you want to limit it to 2 minutes on that? Because I'd like to hear, and I think it would be a valuable situation, because boy, for my recruiting and everything, I don't know what's going on. I know that you have a ton of knowledge. I'm sure other people would really like to know.
Yeah.
I'm flipping the script on you a little bit.
Coach's Corner, not Losi's Locker Room. It's kind of about you, Coach. I'll keep it short. The season starts a week from today. Practices start a week from today. Most schools will be having tryouts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but games can officially start next Friday the 26th.
Wow, so that's not that much time, huh?
Well, yeah, the season was supposed to start today. I'm sorry, last week. No, it was today. Yeah, it was today. So today was supposed to be the first day of practice. And, the MHSAA, based on, I don't even know if a lot of it was health related, but it was winter sports related, and a lot of discussions about, the use of facilities, a lot of schools, not being able to use fields or gymnasiums or people being inside. So I expected them to push it back a week. Now, everyone says they push it back a week, but in reality, they eliminated another 7.
They eliminated a week because
when you push something back, you push it back all the way through. You turn it from here and you go to here. This was elimination, but that's neither here nor there. Happy the kids are going to get started.
You worry about health and wellness, right? And being centered, right? And I think taking away a week is a difficult. If you're going to start a game after just a week, that's I wouldn't want it. That seems like it's tough for injuries, and it's tough for kids puts a lot of stress on kids. So I wish everybody the best on that one.
Right, and so what do you do as a scheduler, as a coach or an AD, and you say, all right, do we, because you got spring break right around the corner. Easter break is all going to be running right through the next couple.
Wow, yeah. I didn't think about that.
So you've got, when you really look at a calendar and you say, all right, Friday is the first day, and then that Wednesday, the 31st, people are leaving, right? I mean, schools are going to be out, and so do you schedule a game in there? The Catholic League games start on that last Wednesday before Easter break. A lot of schools are either pushing it back or moving it back a day. But then when you come back, if you say, all right, if we're out for break, now you're not back till the middle of April. And
are most teams practicing and doing stuff during the break or playing games? I think that during a time of COVID, right? You got to, I mean, we played Marist and we didn't have a locker room after. We had to actually, wash off our faces in a bathroom sink and because of New York rules, it was nothing against Marist. It was just what they had to do.
Yeah.
And, everything is different during COVID.
You got to be flexible.
Hopefully people are going to be playing lacrosse and scheduling games during that break. I would hope. Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah. I mean, there's no, you can do whatever you want to do. And so I know that some schools are, that they had already set up for families to go on break and they've left, or they're set to leave. Some schools are staying in. Some are doing kind of a hybrid where you're off for 4 days and then come back. But I think it's a mixed bag, and it's very difficult. You got some of the better programs in the state of Michigan that had planned to play really what will be the 26th and the 27th, that Friday and Saturday, but that would have been after having a week of essentially tryouts and then practice and then playing. So you move it back a week, and now you got some schools saying, you know what, we're not going to do it. And they got some that are say, forget it. We got to go, right? For the betterment, for the kids. And because when you break down the season, Coach, you really break it down. If you include spring break into it, you've only got about, less than 60 days for the season.
Yeah, we're looking at 90 days for our total season.
I mean, we're looking at 60 days to get 18 games in. And it's just a struggle to do it. Only 3 days a week, only 3 games a week from Monday through Sunday. And you got schools out of state. I mean, I've been in contact with the Midwest coaches across the board, and everybody's doing something different. And so it's difficult to do. And I think it'll be interesting to see when all the schedules come out, who's going to be doing what. I'll tell you the interesting thing that I'd like to tell you about is that what we've seen a lot of JV programs dry up. I think, you see the stronger programs that are inherently growing every single year. There's no issue there. They're actually seeing more kids go out. But you see some of the schools that we used to talk about on our podcast on the U.S. Michigan chapter U.S. lacrosse. Those schools are having trouble keeping kids. You think about being away from the game for that long and senior and kids just lose interest in it. And so there's a lot of games, people asking for games for JV teams, and I just think that inherently it's really has going to hurt the state of Michigan and set them back a little bit for lacrosse.
Not good at all. Whenever my time is up at U of D, I'm going to be either a freshman coach or a JV coach, because I think it's the most important time for development and skills. So, that's disheartening that we're losing JV programs. I think for every program, you need your strongest coaches and and that's the formative time where someone's going to either fall in love with lacrosse or not. So that I'll say a prayer for all those people. That breaks my heart.
Yeah. I just see that everyone needs games. Everyone needs games. And it's a struggle traveling. Some schools are saying you can't travel more than an hour. Some are saying no buses. And so it's an odd time, and everybody's going through it. So, like you said, Coach will say a prayer for everybody. It's going to get started next Monday. I'm excited. I think all the kids, everybody's excited about it. I think everybody's enjoying what you've got going on down there. I think that's going to grow. And we got to get more games, live streamed. I'm ready to go. So whenever you need me, Coach, just, call to the bullpen, and Lax Losi will come in with the heat.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, that's a question that I had. I got that real quick. We'll wrap up, Coach. But for Saturday, do we have live stream set up? I know it's not on ESPN3 or anything like that. I know people are saying, hey, Lax Losi, can you get out there? You gonna get out there?
We can get you out there. I think somehow we can figure it out.
All right. Well, we may
you have to do your Twitter thing that you do, or whatever that thing is, Periscope or whatever. We could do something.
Well, and I think we might be able to do something. Yeah, we'll figure it out, Coach. I know I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet on YouTube, so I can't go on my YouTube channel yet. I need 1,000 subscribers. So we'll figure something out. But we got to talk to our crack technician, which is Mr. PJ, who's always doing a great job. Yep. And we'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate it. The official first Kolon's Corner is in the can. We appreciate you tuning in. And again, subscribe at my page. I appreciate it. And I'm going to keep doing this. This is fun. Why can't I do this, Coach? I mean,
100%. It's super fun. This is
I get it. I get it. It's silly. It's goofy, but it's a healthy habit. I'm enjoying it. It's fun to do. It's fun to do.
I'm excited for when the high school season starts, because with all my, without being able to kind of recruit, I'm going to be looking for this kind of, coaches and information probably week to week on this. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of recaps and things going on. So
yeah,
I got to figure out, I got to keep figuring out ways to evaluate and look at kids. So
yeah, that's. I mean, it's a whole new deal. It's a whole new deal out there in terms of recruiting and kids going on campus. My son's looking at schools right now. He's doing virtual tours, and it's just a whole new world that we live in. Hopefully, the vaccine keeps going and we get
Thursday for me.
All right, Coach, you're going to get your little button. You have a button on there that's going to say, I got vaccinated, Coach.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit subscribe down there. Follow at Losie's Locker Room. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.